MotoGP 2025 has entered a crucial phase. It's not due to unstoppable dominance, but rather the storm that began to grow from within Ducati's own garage. Marc Marquez seemed almost untouchable at the start of the season. He had 4 wins in 8 races, was leading the standings, and had become a symbol of Ducati's revival amidst the surprises from Honda and Aprilia. But all that is now starting to crack. Pecco Bagnaia, who had sunk, is slowly rising, and he did so at the most surprising time. What impact will Bagnaia's resurgence have on Ducati's internal dynamics? Let's discuss it, and don't forget to press the subscribe button. After the Aragon Grand Prix, Marc Marquez further emphasized his dominance in the 2025 season by topping the standings. He is now 32 points ahead of his younger brother, Alex Marquez, and has created a striking 93-point gap over the defending champion, Bagnaia. On paper, this is an almost perfect season for Marquez. However, behind the stunning statistics, tension is mounting within the Ducati factory team. After the Aragon race, Marquez stated that he was riding a GP24 identical to Alex's, which sounded like a technical note. But to a keen observer, it was more than just a fact. It was a subtle signal, or perhaps a strong hint, that equal treatment on the track does not guarantee equal results. With the same bike, Marquez can still be faster, smarter, and stronger. The Monday after the Aragon Grand Prix was a pivotal moment for Ducati. The Borgo Panigale factory team held a private test on the same circuit, focusing on 3 vital aspects for the second half of the 2025 MotoGP season: a new aerodynamic fairing, improved rear-wheel grip, and the bike's response when changing direction. Ducati Lenovo team manager Davide Tardozzi described the mood in the garage as follows: "On Pecco's side, there are smiles. On Marc's side, there are question marks," he said, reflecting the growing contrast between the two riders. Pecco Bagnaia greeted the test results with cautious optimism. After weeks of pressure, he finally found a bright spot. "I'm starting to feel the front of the bike again. It's not perfect, but it's much better than before," said the reigning world champion, looking relieved. In contrast, Marc Marquez seemed far more cautious when summarizing the results of the test. Although he acknowledged that the 2 fairing packages produced relatively similar lap times, Marquez expressed his doubts about the team's technical development direction. "We have to be careful. We must not lose the balance we already have," he said, as if sending a signal to Ducati not to be too aggressive in changing the bike's basic philosophy. This test was not just about technical data. It also reflected the differences in approach and needs of the 2 top riders, who are now on very different paths. Bagnaia needed a solution to regain comfort, while Marquez was concerned about losing his main weapons: stability and confidence when pushing the limits of the bike. Ducati currently has the deadliest weapon on the MotoGP grid, the Desmosedici GP25. However, behind its extraordinary technical superiority lies a hidden conflict that is becoming increasingly apparent. The weapon is becoming a double-edged sword. Pecco Bagnaia relies on precision and stability as a rider. He needs a responsive bike with a sharp front end and complete confidence when entering corners. His riding style is based on harmony between the front tire and the braking point, a highly technical and nuanced approach. On the other hand, Marc Marquez is a master of disorder. He prefers a wild but controllable bike that allows him to dance around corners by sliding, which lets his instincts and creativity flourish. Marquez relies less on feel than on adaptability and an unmatched racing instinct. These 2 very different styles are now colliding within one team. The components that support Bagnaia's performance could hinder Marquez, and vice versa. Ducati is in a bind. Should they follow the instincts of the rider who has already won them 2 world titles, or support the genius who is leading the standings and redefining the performance limits of the Desmosedici? The most complicated thing of all is that this is not just a technical matter. It is a matter of philosophy. A matter of ego. It's a matter of who will represent Ducati in the future. Marc Marquez knows exactly how a great team can be destroyed, not by opponents on the track, but by the wrong decisions made in the garage. His years at Honda, where the bike was constantly changed without clear direction, have taught him valuable lessons. So it's no wonder that now, with the Desmosedici GP25 in top form, Marquez is sending a strong signal: don't change anything unless it's absolutely necessary. The balance of our bike is already good. However, the situation is not that simple. For Pecco Bagnaia, maintaining the status quo is not an option. He is struggling to turn around a season that has nearly failed completely. The private test in Aragon was a bright spot, but the next two rounds, at Mugello and Assen, are the real test. These two circuits must be the stage for his comeback. If he dominates there, Ducati will face a significant dilemma: maintain the bike package that brought Marquez to the top of the standings, or heed the demands of the reigning champion who is gaining momentum. Either decision will shake the team's internal balance. As Marquez has experienced in the past, that's where the danger lies. Amid the storm that rocked the Ducati factory team, one figure quietly emerged, full of threat: Alex Marquez. Without saying much, he now sits comfortably in second place, only 32 points behind his older brother Marc Marquez, despite not receiving a single upgrade since last year's Austrian Grand Prix. "Maybe now I'm starting to feel this is a bit unfair," Alex said, half smiling with a sharp, sarcastic tone. His words may sound light, but they reflect pent-up frustration. He knows that in Ducati's increasingly heated internal battle, he has been forgotten, even though he consistently outperforms the favorites. Circuits like Mugello, which have a high number of right-hand corners, have become a hidden stage for Alex. His smooth riding style and ability to maintain rhythm make him an unpredictable competitor, especially when he needs to be aggressive. While he may not be a main title contender, he could be the X-factor in the race. Alex Marquez could be the disruptor in the fight for the World Championship crown, making the point calculation between Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia even more complicated. While all eyes are on the two world champions, the younger brother is ready to cast a big shadow that could determine the course of history. Can one bike serve two racing philosophies that are completely opposite? Ducati has Pecco Bagnaia, a two-time world champion who needs precision, stability when braking, and a feeling of being one with the front end. On the other hand, there is Marc Marquez, an aggressive icon who dances on the limit of traction and relies on instinct in every corner. If Ducati develops a bike according to Pecco's preferences, Marquez could feel alienated, and it's no small matter if the most explosive rider on the grid starts to lose confidence. However, if Ducati sticks with the base that supports Marquez's style, Pecco may have to give up his last chance to reclaim the championship crown. This is the great irony of Ducati in the 2025 season. The extraordinary technical strength they have built over the years has turned into a dilemma that could destroy harmony from within. Rapid evolution is Ducati's trademark. However, if the direction of that evolution becomes unclear, the speed itself could backfire and cause destruction faster than they imagined. MotoGP has always been full of drama and surprises. One high side, one braking error, or even a fairing update could change everything. A stable world can collapse in a matter of seconds. Currently, Marc Marquez is still in the lead. However, the pressure he feels goes beyond the standings. It's mental, physical, and political pressure that continues to grow. He admitted, "I work harder than when I was champion." Meanwhile, Pecco Bagnaia is slowly rising. He is rediscovering the best version of himself, calm, precise, and relentless. When Pecco finds his rhythm, history shows that he is hard to stop. That could be bad news for anyone in front of him, including Marquez himself. Are they strong enough to keep this team together, or will they see their dreams shattered by civil war? Leave your thoughts below.